Pro Football Focus just highlighted a strength and a weakness for the Minnesota Vikings. What's up, guys, and welcome to the Minnesota Vikings Syndicate, a show for the fans by a fan. Now, before we get started, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button so that you are notified every time a video drops, which is going to be quite often every week, at least 3 times and more. So Pro Football Focus highlighted a strength and a weakness for the Minnesota Vikings this season, and let me tell you, they are quite obvious. Okay, even myself and you guys should already know what our strength is and what our weakness is. So in an article by Chris Gates, he highlights what Pro Football Focus actually said and gives his own 2 cents as well. So let's get right to the strength of the Minnesota Vikings according to Pro Football Focus. The team's biggest strength is its wide receiver corps, led by the dynamic duo of Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen. Justin Jefferson may already be the game's best receiver and now expects to be featured in an offense that is far less run-focused than his first 2 years in the league. Only Davante Adams and Deebo Samuel have gained more yards per route run than Jefferson since he entered the NFL. Adam Thielen is one of the best receivers in the league against press coverage thanks to his releases off the line and route running. KJ Osborne quietly emerged as a nice third receiver for this offense last year. Christopher also goes on to say that we know about the strength at the top of the depth chart for the Minnesota Vikings at wide receiver, but the battle beyond those 3 spots looks to be one of the more intriguing ones of training camp. Amir Smith-Marset came on a bit at the end of the last season, and he's going to have to hold off players like the returning B.C. Johnson, free agent signee Albert Wilson, and 6th-round draft pick Jalen Nailor. With the Vikings likely making more use of their wide receivers this year in Kevin O'Connell's new offense, those spots are going to become very important. Now, I agree 100% that the strength of the Minnesota Vikings lies at that wide receiver position. Look, Justin Jefferson, he's proved to us that he is a beast on the football field. 1,400 receiving yards his first season. Then he caps that off last year with 1,616 yards and I believe 10 touchdowns. Now, Adam Thielen is going to be what some might say, myself, potentially a comeback player of the year candidate. Look, this guy struggled with injuries last year, in which led to a Justin Jefferson having that 1,616 yards receiving. But Adam Thielen has been quoted to say, "This is the best I've ever felt." And with Kevin O'Connell coming over and not really taking away the run-first offense, keeping the run there, but installing a pass-first offense, we could be seeing fireworks, folks. Fireworks at the receiving position. So definitely the strength of the Minnesota Vikings is their wide receiver core. However, I think we all can come to the conclusion that the weakness is the offensive line. And that is exactly what Pro Football Focus has highlighted as the weakness for the Minnesota Vikings. Here we go with the article by Chris Gates. The weakness is, well, same as it's been for the last decade or so, okay? The offensive line, specifically the interior, because it appears that the Vikings have finally gotten it right at the tackle spots with Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill. Minnesota's offensive line has had a lot of work, and the tackles now look to be in a good place. But the interior still looks like a weakness on paper. Ezra Cleveland has been solid as a run blocker at guard, but has yet to finish the season with a Pro Football Focus pass blocking grade above 55.5. While Garrett Bradbury has averaged 27 pressures and almost 7 penalties a season at center, while right guard has been a revolving door in recent seasons and is still there to be won by anybody showing quality play. Christopher Gates goes on to say, sure, there might be some reasons for optimism, such as potential upgrades at the right guard spot, with another interesting competition brewing. However, we see lots of reasons for optimism along the offensive line every year, seemingly, and the promise never seems to be materialized. Hopefully someone will emerge to provide solid play at right guard. Cleveland will continue to develop at left guard, and Bradbury will become what the Vikings thought he could be when they drafted him in 2019. Now look, the offensive line it's getting better, okay? It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's definitely on the upside. It's been atrocious last couple years, but like I said, it is getting better. I do think, however, we need to make an addition. That is going to get free agent J.C. Tretter. I think he would be a massive help on the offensive line. I mean, the dude, look, he's young, he's poised, he's really good at what he does. And look, if Garrett Bradbury doesn't start pulling his weight at center, J.C. Tretter might just be the guy we bring in and move Garrett Bradbury to right guard or something. Because I've always said this on my main show, Get Your Fix with the Wicks, that in the offensive line is the most easily, how do you want to put it? Like you can have a center play a guard, you can have a center play a tackle. You can interchangeable basically. It's the most easily interchangeable position spot on the football field. I really do believe that because yes, it is different positions, but they have a pretty similar, how do you want to say, assignment when it comes to pass blocking, run blocking. It's just a couple things they have to pick up to get back to where they should be and at 100%. But look, the offensive line, definitely a weakness. You could say the secondary is a weakness as well, but Pro Football Focus said the offensive line is. And I agree at some extent. I think our offense could be a little bit better, but with the wide receivers we have, let's get Kirk some protection to throw some bombs, huh? All single year to Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen and maybe KJ Osborne as well. So before we leave, hit that subscribe, hit the notification button to be notified every time a video drops. This has been a show by your host, Trey Wicks. Skol, baby.